Really?
And we are recording.
You just started pressing.
Hi, everyone. This is Bronnie here for another day in Bronnie's world, and it's day 1033. And today, it's also Mindset Monday, okay? So I have a really beautiful guest with me today who is actually holidaying in Coffs Harbour with her parents, actually a bit north of Coffs Harbour, right near the beach. I know where she is because I used to live there for a short time. Anyway, my special guest today, her name is Marianne. I'm not going to even say her last name because I'll mess it up for sure. And now Marianne, I met Marianne through another friend of mine who I interviewed last week, my friend Karen Chillman, who I actually interviewed this day last week? It doesn't really matter. It was one day last week. Doesn't really matter. Maybe it was a week before. But anyway, that's cool. And like Karen, Marianne is an author, and she has an absolutely great story, I believe, that I think a lot of you could resonate with out there. Oops, especially this time of year when, let's say, alcohol can be a little bit of an issue for some. Anyway, Marianne has written her story and put it all in a book. So if you want to know the finer details, I'm telling you, grab her book. It's called Me, My Drunk, and I. Now, Marianne's going to share a little of her story and then tell you a little bit about her book. And then, I don't know what she's going to do. And I lost my thoughts. Anyway, and then we will just, check out her book. Anyway, Bronnie sometimes gets her words a little muddled. So I'm going to hand over now, while the internet's stable, because it keeps cutting in and out, to my gorgeous guest, Marianne, and let her share with you her story. So take it away, Marianne. The floor is all yours.
Hi, Bronwyn. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you having me here today. It's great to be able to talk to you. I just want to talk a little bit about my experience with alcohol and where I was over 13 years ago and where I am today. So my name is Marianne Olk, and I have alcohol use disorder. Now, alcohol use disorder affects about 1 in every 10 people, and it just basically means that about 1 in every 10 people have issues when it comes to drinking alcohol. I have nothing against people who enjoy a drink, can have a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine and go out for dinner and have a lovely time. But if you develop problems with alcohol and you feel that you need to drink more than everybody else, or you feel the need to get intoxicated, or you just feel that you need to use alcohol to drown things out or get rid of your problems sometimes until you wake up the next morning, then you might find reading my book might be helpful for you. So Me, My Drunk and I is coming to terms with the reasons that you drink, the reasons why you shouldn't drink, and finding your true happiness. So my relationship with alcohol started when I was about 16 years old, and I was basically in the hospitality industry and was encouraged to drink from a very young age to excess, which I did, and because that was the normal thing to do. And basically from a young age, I knew that my relationship with alcohol was not a good one, and it continued to consume my life until, well, probably for about 20 years on and off. And I didn't know why I felt the need to drink more than other people, but I was hiding alcohol. I was drinking more than what I could observe other people drinking, and I felt the need to drink to get drunk more than most of the time. Like, I didn't just enjoy a drink for the sake of enjoying a drink. And issue with alcohol, and it probably occurred to me in my sort of late 30s, early 40s that maybe I should do something about it because it was consuming my life. And if I didn't give up drinking, I was probably going to die. So I decided to just turn my whole life around and had to change all of my habits. And in doing so, had to rediscover who I really was on the inside, which was a totally different person to the person I was when I was drinking. And so my journey started probably about 15 years ago. I haven't had a drink now for about 13 and a half years. And it basically, I just had to change everything in my life to come to terms with the reasons why I drank in the first place, the reasons why I wanted to drown everything out, and just do something about it. So I basically just started from scratch. I was overweight, I was unhealthy, I wasn't eating healthily, I wasn't looking after myself. So when I gave up drinking, I really had to, number one, deal with the reasons why I wanted to drink in the first place, and just turn my whole life around by like changing my eating habits, changing the way that like I looked after myself, basically mind, body, spirit, everything, a holistic approach to health. I had to really look after my psychological health because I was a little bit nuts. When I first, I was probably a lot nuts actually, when I first gave up drinking. And it took a lot of work to realise that there was life after alcohol. And I'm so grateful today. Like I ended up losing 20 kilos, becoming healthier, working on my spiritual and mental health. And here I am today, 13 years later, haven't had a drink. And that's about it. And I just want people to know that it is possible to change your life completely and become a healthier and happier person. Is that enough?
That's true. And I know you haven't mentioned it, but I know that you lost a lot because of it as well.
Yes.
And the struggle is very real.
Yes. Oh, the struggle's real. I've lost my license DUI. I nearly lost my children through my drinking. I nearly lost my family because of the way that I was treating them while I was drinking. There was a lot at stake, and I had to come to I nearly lost my life. So I had to come to the realization that, you know, it was either give up drinking or, I was going to die pretty much, and lose everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think, And
I was going to say, and see now, I had this thought in my head, and
sorry, I rudely interrupted you. I do apologize.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Seriously, sometimes Bronnie has a thought in her head, and sometimes it slips away just like that. And I have
that too. Maybe it's, I don't know either, but it happens to me all the time.
I just, it can be a distraction. Like my husband just walked past my office window.
Yeah.
And he's pretty spunky, see, so I got a look.
Well, no wonder
he's getting around with no shirt on.
Oh God. It's amazing you're still sitting there.
He's got pants on, guys.
Oh, phew, thank goodness.
Oh dear Lord. So oh dear. Let's get back on track, guys. Now listen. Now,
yes.
Now, guys, Marianne's book really spells out in detail where she was, what she was doing. And the little bit I know is that she also, now she might kill me for saying this, but Marianne also now, I'm not sure she did then, works in mental health. So guys, not only...
No, I didn't then.
Well, she does now, see? And I think this is where your experience actually led you, if I'm correct.
Yes, you are correct. because I was in the hospitality industry as a chef. And after I gave up drinking, a friend of mine called me and said, look, there's a chef's job going at a drug and alcohol detox. And I'd been clean for 2 years. So the limit, like, you had to be at least clean for 2 years before you're allowed to go and work in a drug and alcohol detox. And so I went for the interview and I got the job, and I ended up working there for 7.5 years. And what happened was, people with drug and alcohol issues or any sort of problems tend to congregate in a kitchen because it's a comfortable place where you can eat and drink and talk. And so we used to bake biscuits together and do all that sort of stuff. And I just thought to myself, well, I'm working with these patients probably more than their drug and alcohol counsellors are. And I thought, well, I may as well become a drug and alcohol worker. And I also got a diploma in counselling. And then following that, I thought, well, I may as well do nursing. So I finished my enrolled nursing in 2018, and I'll be finished my registered nursing by June this year. So, and I intend on staying in mental health because I just feel it's my calling, because I feel that I can help people who've been through experiences like me, because alcoholism or alcohol use disorder can happen to anybody from any background, and it doesn't discriminate.
Exactly. Yeah. This is why it's great to have Marianne on today, because here in Bronnie's World, I always call Monday, as a rule, Mindset Monday. And Marianne now works in mental health, and overcoming an addiction, any addiction, it doesn't have to be alcohol, it can be any addiction of any sort. It is really builds on your mindset. Your mindset can, is the key to unlocking the change.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and you need to make that change. And this is why I think those who are best counselors, best people to work in this sort of industry are people who have been through these things, who have struggled through it and
lived experience
the other end, because they know where you're coming from and they know the mental challenges that you can have.
Yeah.
And I've seen it time and time again. The best counselors, the best mental health workers in the world, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, and my husband's actually as well, are those who have had lifetime experiences.
Absolutely.
And who have been through similar situations, some addiction of some sort, and addiction.
But they've walked the walk.
Yeah, they've walked the walk.
They haven't got it out of a textbook.
To offer the world.
Absolutely.
They have more to offer the world than what those who are straight out of uni, who have never
absolutely 100%. Yeah. And you'll find that they're actually in the mental health industry, because I work at Bloomfield Hospital, which is quite a large mental health hub with many different units. I'm seeing a lot more peer workers, people with lived experience being hired, like people that have walked the walk, coming through they're hiring more people like that, because they realise the benefit of somebody who hasn't had a textbook education. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but when you can empathise with somebody from the point of view of going through it yourself, you can really resonate with their stories. And it doesn't matter what the addiction is, whether it be alcohol, heroin, ice, there's so many addictions, gambling, anything like that. It really helps to have somebody by your side who has had that lived experience.
Absolutely. And that this is the key, guys. This is the key to why here in Bronnie's World I concentrate on Mindset Monday and try to have people, not feel like they are alone, that we all need to change our mindset. Even those who think they've got it all together need to change their mindset, because sometimes, especially this time of year is really, really hard for so many people, especially people who have addictions.
Absolutely. It's probably harder for people like that than it is for the average Joe, because you're right. You're absolutely right.
This is when they feel the loneliest. This is when they feel out of control. But you don't have to, guys. I'm encouraging you, and this Marianne's book would make a great gift. Now, in saying that, don't just buy it and give it to someone who you think might get something out of it, or you say, well, Uncle Joe's an alcoholic, he needs to read this book. Because if their mindset's not right, they won't read that book. Now, you could give it to them, yes, and maybe down the track they might pick it up 2-3 years down the track when they're ready. But be mindful of that also when you give people gifts, because look, there's so many books I would love to give different ones for various different reasons. And sometimes it's actually a great book to get for yourself. Right. This is how I look at Marianne's book. I've never had an alcoholic addiction. Okay. I rarely drink. I very rarely touch the stuff. However, I have lived with people who have. And I know plenty of people who do. But it's a great book for you guys, or to get for yourself, so you can better understand where people who are suffering, who are having these challenges, what they're going through, and it'll give you a better understanding as how to help them, and just be ready for when they're ready. Because at the end of the day, none of us can make someone change their mind. They have to get to that point of giving it up themselves. But it's important for us to be ready, to be there and ready and supportive when they are ready. Would you say that, Marianne, from a mental health?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. If you can walk by someone's side who's going through a really difficult time with an addiction, then that is so important, because you really need support. You can't do it by yourself. And so it's definitely true that, if you can be there for somebody and understand what they might be going through, then that's a really important thing, especially if it's one of your loved ones.
Absolutely. And guys, this is why I want to promote Marianne's book, because hold it up again, Marianne, so everyone can grab the title. And,
available on Amazon.
Can they buy it off you direct if they aren't an Amazon person? Because
if they want to get it off me directly, I can always send them a copy. Sure. Yeah.
Awesome, because I personally don't buy off Amazon.
That's fair enough.
They ripped me off one too many times, so I refuse to do them.
That's fair enough. To be honest. I understand. That's just the platform that, when I wrote the book, that was the platform that I happened to go through. But I actually have it for sale in the local bookstore in Orange, where I live as well.
Oh wow, that's interesting to know. So
because I had a book launch at the Orange Library last month, and the bookstore was very supportive, and they came along and sold the books for me, and now they've got the books in the store, and it's been selling quite well, I must admit.
Oh, that's awesome. So guys, if you want to get hold of Marianne's book, please reach out to myself or Marianne. I can soon put you in touch with Marianne, and just grab this book. Grab it for yourself so you can be prepared and ready, and more understanding of these people who are going through an addiction. And it doesn't even have to be alcohol. That's her story, so that's why it's about alcohol. But it's the same whatever the addiction was, similar. The support,
it's still
is so important. And if your support and your encouragement when someone is ready to make that step, there's the key to their success, is having the support, the right support, not someone shoving it down their throat, just being the right support. And you being in good mindset will help them get in a good mindset. So, Marianne, we have had fun. We could talk forever, but I think I better end this before the internet completely cuts us off. And I'm so happy that you have turned your life around and that we have become friends, be it all through Karen Chillman. But hey guys, that's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about. Networking.
Networking. And it doesn't matter what you do in life. Now, guys, I know there's a lot of you out there who think network marketing is a bit of a no go. But you know, guys, we all network. It doesn't matter what you do in life, you are networking. And I also, Marianne is also part of our business. You became a certified holistic health coach as well, did you not?
Yes, I did. I've just been too busy to practice at the moment because I've been doing my nursing degree. But I still, like, I'm trying to encourage the place that I work, which is a mental health hospital for forensic patients. So they're all gentlemen who are not guilty due to mental illness, but I try to promote holistic health in the health system in my ward or in any ward, really, because I think it's really important that people don't just focus on medications and, they think they'll take a pill and everything will be fine. Like, they need to focus on holistic health and their whole, everything, mind, body, spirit. But longevity has been a really big part of my journey as well, because it's kept me healthy. I'm fitter and healthier than I was when I was in my 20s because of longevity.
Same.
For sure.
Same here. And
yeah,
and
I feel better now than I did, Yep. Sorry.
And no, you're fine. I was just, because your internet keeps cutting in and out, I was trying to fill in gaps.
Oh, that's okay.
The key to holistic health, guys.
Yes.
Is it can help with your mental health as well. And it can help
100%
with overcoming addictions, right?
Absolutely, 100%, definitely.
So if you really are struggling, getting your help, your body in tune with itself and giving it what it needs. And that's what we do as certified holistic health coaches. That's what Marianne and I do. We help people look at the whole of them, because you taking care of the whole of you and giving your body what it needs, the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients, and getting rid of the bad foods, including the alcohol, you can actually feel the difference. You can see the difference, and it actually helps your journey become that more, I was going to say more easier. That's not very good English. It does become easier. It makes the journey easier to bear and to cope with, because guys, your brain becomes alert, it becomes awake, and it realizes, woohoo, this is actually what my body was missing, not the alcohol. Because alcohol is only replacing what your body needs. It's craving that because you're missing something. Would you say that, Marianne?
Definitely. And I don't think people realise the significance of your gastrointestinal health and gut health with your mental health. There's a massive connection between the two. And if you don't have good, gastrointestinal health and gut health, then your mental health will definitely suffer.
Absolutely. And I have found that. And
yeah, me too.
I know when I am naughty.
Yeah.
And eat
which
the wrong
thing. Occasionally.
It really messes with my head as well. I'm going, why am I feeling like crap today? And I'm going, okay, I probably had something to eat that I shouldn't have done. And it upset my gut and it affects the brain.
Absolutely, it does, 100%.
And to the point that I actually find that it makes me sleepy.
Yeah, yep.
And I get really tired and cranky. And I noticed that with my husband as well. And again, what have you been sneaking, dear? Not alcohol. He, you know, he doesn't hide it, but he was an alcoholic for many years. And he hasn't had a drink now for a very long time. Although I in saying that, he might have the odd one, he can actually control it now. He has the odd one, but it's only ever here at home and with our children. You know, like if the kids are home, our adult children are home, and he might have one maybe at Christmas with them. But if they're not around, he doesn't even consider it. He just maybe has one to be sociable, and that's it, because he knows it's more than that. You know, and even then he sort of kind of regrets it a little bit, but you know, to see that and that he recognizes it is a big thing. And I think that's what he is also a counselor, accredited counselor, and I think that's what makes him a great counselor, is he's walked the walk.
Definitely.
He knows what the struggle is like, and you know, and I love him anyway. I love him regardless. And he'll probably, I don't know, he'll probably say that if I hadn't stuck by him, maybe he may not have got through it. But when you love someone, you'll stick around and you will do everything in your power to help them. Without being pushy. So, but maybe he thinks I was a bit pushy at times. But you know, I had to let him make that decision himself.
You were encouraging. You were just encouraging. Well, if you don't want to do it yourself, he must have wanted to do it himself with your encouragement.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes they feel like they have no purpose and you know, but when they know that they have a person and purpose and sticking around, and besides, you know, I mean, we've just celebrated our 41st wedding anniversary.
Oh, I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you. And you know, these last I'm trying to think. Oh gosh, you lose track after a while. These last several years anyway. Like every day, every year, it just gets better and better. And you know, some people say that as they get on, I don't know, it gets worse and worse. And I mean, no, every day should be better than the day before. The worst day of your married life should be the day you get married. That should never be the best day of your married life, because every moment should get better from there on in. That's what true love is. Because we fall in love with each other more and more every day. I fall in love with him better more and more every day, because I've seen where he's come from. I've seen where he's going, and we still have our frustration, but you know, that's life. That's life. But love conquers all, right?
Definitely.
But anyway, Marianne, this wasn't about me. This was about you. But and Mindset Monday. So if you could give a tip for Mindset Monday, what would be a tip that you would give people?
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
There you go, guys. Now that is a good one.
It's probably been said before, but it still rings true.
It definitely does. And it doesn't matter how often you hear that. It's the truth. And
it is absolutely the truth.
The first time, not really. It'll sink in, depending on who's saying it. So hold your book up one more time so everyone can see the title, see what it looks like, and do yourself a favor. Grab this book. Whether you have an alcoholic issue or not, you will come across someone in your life who does. And how great would it be if you are ready and in a position to be able to know how best to support them. So guys, I want to thank Marianne very much for coming as my guest today. And if she's willing, maybe we'll get it back another day, further down the track, and maybe the internet won't keep cutting in and out as much as it has today.
Oh, possibly. I'd love to.
That'd be good. That'd be great. Maybe because she doesn't, when she moves closer, we could do it in the same room. That would be cool.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
How cool would that be? Anyway, guys, well, let's get out of here while the internet's still on our side. And remember, here in Bronnie's World, I ask you all really nicely to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear, my friends. And when you are doing something like grabbing Marianne's book, Me, My Drunk, and I, so that you can help someone, be prepared to mentally be prepared to help someone change their life when they are ready. You too will be powerful, beautiful, brilliant, and most definitely very brave. So God bless you all. And I'll catch you again tomorrow here in Bronnie's World. And I have a really special guest for you tomorrow as well. God bless you all and catch you then. Bye.
Thanks, Bronwyn. Really appreciate you having me.
Thank you for coming on. I loved it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.